Hello, fellow highbrow. Blessed day to all of us, and welcome back to my channel. This is Teacher Randy, and we're here again for our knowledge reel, the English and Filipino versions. We learned the 4 types of sentence structure from our last episode. Now, can you recite them all? Okay, let's recite them all together. Simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. Did you get it right? Wonderful! Now, let's move on to our next topic. As promised, we are going to start it with a warm-up. So, let's do it! What do you call yourself if you act or think freely instead of being guided by other people? If you can take care of yourself or take care of your own needs? Or how about if you need help from another person? If you need to lean on someone stronger? What do you call them? Right! The first one is called independent and the second one is dependent. Now, let's move on to our main topic. So watch and listen carefully. We included this in our last episode, and now we are going to learn about it separately together with coordination and subordination and how they are connected. They are the 2 main categories of clauses. They are independent and dependent clauses. An independent person can act or think freely without any guidance from other people. He can take care of himself. He can take care of his own needs. He can solve problems on his own. The same as an independent clause, which obviously can stand on its own 2 feet independently. An independent clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb and requires no extra information to understand. In other words, it has a complete thought. Yes, an independent clause is a sentence, a simple sentence. Normally, there's no need to talk about independent clauses in simple sentences because there's only one clause. It's understood that it's an independent clause. If a sentence has 2 or more clauses, we talked about the independent clause to distinguish it from the dependent clause. An example of independent clause is, she went to the party. The subject in this sentence is she and the verb is went. Another example is, Grace cooks pasta. The subject in this sentence is Grace and the verb is cooks. As we can see from these examples, they can stand on their own and they express a complete thought. On the other hand, a dependent person has difficulty acting or thinking freely without any guidance from other people. He needs someone stronger to lean on. A dependent clause is the same as a dependent person. It cannot stand on its own 2 feet. It needs an independent clause to lean on. You must join a dependent clause to an independent one. A dependent clause is also a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb, but, unlike an independent clause, cannot stand by itself. It depends on something else in the sentence to express a complete thought. It begins a thought that it doesn't finish and therefore is not a sentence. For example, because she got invited. As we can see from this sentence, there is a subject and a verb, yet the clause doesn't stand on its own as it doesn't express a complete thought. Therefore, we can join the independent clause and dependent clause. Here, the dependent clause depends on the independent clause to express a complete thought. She went to the party because she got invited. Another example is while she reads the instructions. Again, this clause doesn't stand on its own as it doesn't express a complete thought. So, we join the independent clause and dependent clause to express a complete thought. Grace cooks pasta while she reads the instructions. Now, let's talk about coordination and subordination. Coordination means combining two sentences or ideas that are of equal value. Subordination, on the other hand, means combining two sentences or ideas in a way that makes one more important than the other. So that means coordinating conjunctions go with independent clauses, while subordinating conjunctions go with subordinate clauses or dependent clauses. The most common coordinating conjunctions are from the acronym FANBOY. FANBOYS. F for for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. Here's our example from the last episode. Sophia likes flowers, but Mike likes cards. To illustrate that these two ideas are related, we can rewrite them as a single sentence using the coordinating conjunction but. Now, some common subordinating conjunctions are after, although, as, because, if, while, etc. Please read our example from the last episode. In a subordinate sentence, a comma is used to separate the main clause from the dependent clause if the dependent clause is placed at the beginning of the sentence. Now please answer our mini quiz. That's it for our English version. Please watch out for the Filipino version. Bye for now!